Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing the Protection Warrior for Dragonflight. If you're interested in playing as Prot, but you don't have time to do extensive research on the ins and outs of the spec, or maybe you're just a new player looking to get a quick rundown on how to play, well, you're in luck because this is the video for you. In just 5 minutes or less, we will provide you with the basic information to play as a Prot Warrior. However, it's important to keep in mind that this video only serves as a starting point, and to truly master the spec, we recommend heading over to Wowhead or Icy Veins to read their written class guides for a more comprehensive understanding. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. But before we begin, I would just like to ask you guys to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this in the future. For protection, the stat priority is as follows: haste, versatility and crit, and mastery. When deciding which gear to wear, it's essential to consider the item level. In most cases, you should always prioritize the higher item level over secondary stats when comparing different pieces of gear. So if a piece of gear has a higher item level than what you're currently wearing, equip it, even if the secondary stats aren't ideal. And while the stat priority that we discussed generally works well in most situations, you can still fine-tune your stats based on the type of content you're engaged in. So now let's talk about the talents. So this build here is what I would be using for raiding, and this is more of a single target oriented build. It's going to have things where we're going to be focusing on mobility, raid utility, and just boosting our single target damage. And then this is the build that I would be using for Mythic Plus, and this one's going to be more emphasizing on AoE abilities, self-healing, shield block uptime, and rage generation. So Prot Warriors, you don't really have a rotation per se, it's mainly just a list of priorities that you need to pop whenever they're up. And your priority list changes depending on which talents you have selected. So for this scenario, I'm going to highlight all of the big abilities in the talent tree, so that way, depending on whatever you guys are using, you know when to use them. So for example, if you guys don't have things like Spear Bastion in your build, don't worry about it, just ignore it. So for the actual priority for Prot Warriors, it's going to look like this: Cast Avatar, Demo Shout, Shield Charge, Ravager, Thunderous Roar, Spear Bastion, Shield Slam, Thunderclap, Execute, Revenge, and Devastate. And since we're a tank, we need to talk about the active mitigation abilities for Prot. Said rotation is mainly just how you do damage and try to get as much rage as you possibly can. So the two big active mitigation abilities for Prot Warriors is Shield Block and Ignore Pain. Shield Block is your primary mitigation ability, and you should be using this all the time. And then Ignore Pain is kind of like your secondary one. So when in doubt, always use Shield Block, and then use Ignore Pain afterwards, or in addition to Shield Block. And here's a list of all the consumables, enchants, and gems that you guys should be using as a Prot Warrior. Remember that if the higher quality ones are just really expensive, then just go ahead and use the lower ranked ones, as they'll probably be cheaper. And that should wrap up this video for Prot Warriors. We hope you guys found this information helpful and that it's inspired you to try playing a Prot Warrior for yourself. Remember that this is just a starting off point, so be sure to check out Wowhead or Icy Veins for more in-depth guides on how to play the spec. Thank you for watching this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.